Right. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, and we are in Reseller Restart Week 2, where we're going to go over coupons, newsletters, and sales. The sales we can go into more depth in on a different day. We're not going to talk about strategy or anything. I'm just going to show you how it works in the system, because the strategy on sales can take, I could do 3 calls just on that. So I had some people wanting to know about coupons and newsletters and stuff. So I just thought, well, we'll just go ahead and move this up in the algorithm. So let's see here. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about our, so if you go into, hang on, I got to move all my little boxes over here. If you go into our seller hub, we're going to talk about each of these things. Our coupons we'll do first, and they are under discounts under your marketing tab. So in your marketing tab, you can go down here and you will see discounts. This has changed a lot over the years, over the time period. They've kind of added quite a bit of things and made this more a robust part of the platform. So you go to create discount and you'll see coupon, order discount, sale event, shipping discount, and volume. So the very first one is coupon, and we can go public or private. But just so you know, even if you do it private, anybody can use that coupon. It doesn't mean that nobody else can use it. It just means they're not going to push it out. So just so you know, I'm not sure how they'd get a hold of it, but if they would happen to, they could use it. And it's super easy. You just literally go down each step, put the % off. You can do your start time and your end time. And remember, it's all eBay time. It's not our time. And then you can choose your own code or you can pick one. And then over here is where you can either do rule-based or manual. So if you do it by manual, you can add up to 2,000 items and you can select what items you want to have that coupon. This works for like if you just want to do, I just want to do watches, or I just want to do cameos, or I just want to do something like that. I could just select those items or your old items or whatever you're thinking. And then here on rule-based is if you want a store-wide coupon, or if you want to do price range, you can do it like that under the price range, or item condition. If you did new and used, you could like eliminate the new that way if you didn't, or eliminate the used if you wanted to. So, and here's, you can do your eBay categories or store categories if you use them. So I feel that rule-based is a lot easier. It's cleaner. I can do it really quickly, but either way works fine. But this is where you could filter it if you do happen to make your own store categories to keep track of things. So that is literally all that it happens to do with the coupons. Down here, you can see this little box in the bottom left-hand corner. You can do details and coupon limits. I don't ever do this, but you can. This is where you would put a maximum savings and how many times you can redeem the coupon. I want them to use it all day, every day, and keep buying stuff. So I don't really care what they do. I want them to use it over and over and over. So I get more sales. But if you want to limit it, you can, and that's where it's at. It's kind of hidden anymore. It used to be a little bit more obvious, but that's what
So do you just refresh the coupon every month? Like just do the same coupon, but
I
end
don't
it?
usually run a coupon at all. So, but there's a lot of people that do it every day. They do a different coupon.
Okay.
I haven't been all into coupons for a while, but that's just a personal thing. It doesn't mean that they're no good or anything. I just don't do it. Yeah, I'm going to take questions right after we get done for this, because we're going to record this for our YouTube series for it, and then I will take questions right afterwards. So here is the offer, the order discount. I have used this, and I know a lot of people that have used this with good success. And you just pick a category, or you could, if you don't pick anything, this is just kind of to help you decide what you want to do. But this is very self-explanatory. This is the $10 off a $50 order, or you can change it. So you can make it anything you want, and it kind of divides it up, and you can make your own discount. So I don't use this very often, but people do, and I've seen people have really good success with it. So you can try different ways. I would let it run for more than a day, probably, if you want to see if it's working, for sure. But buy one, get one free, buy one, get one 20%, buy one. In any of these discounts, I would say that you need to probably, in my opinion, I would have it at least 20%, or nobody cares. That's just the way eBay seems to work. I mean, 15 might move the needle a little bit, but 10 or below and you're not, in my opinion, it just isn't really even worth your time. Like people don't get out of bed for 10%. Sale events are slightly more complicated, but not really. So here it's pretty much the same exact thing as the coupon, your percentage off, you pick. These two boxes here, if you check these boxes, it's going to bring in and apply the sale to anything that qualifies under your rules as they're listed. So if you don't want anything new inside your sale, you need to uncheck that box. Keep the items in the sale. This means that you will not be able to change the price for as long as it's in the sale. So if you don't want either of those things to happen, you need to uncheck the box. Same thing, start, end. And it does say that they recommend at least 2 hours before the next sale starts. I'm guessing that's just to reindex. Used to say 12 hours, now it says 2. I don't see a lot of time reindexing, but 2 hours is probably a good idea. Same thing, rule-based manual. You can do prices, you can do condition, you can do eBay categories or store categories, or you can add them manually. Another way I like to do sales is right here. I don't know if they'll let me because some of these are already in the sale. So right here, if you want to go through and you want to manually put things in, you can click right here and you can go sell faster. Oh, you got to click here and go sell faster. You go here, click it, sell faster, and then you can add or review discounts. So then you can do it individually there. You could like click that whole page, or you could click 5 of them or whatever you want. And then right here on the fly, you can add coupon, you can add a sale event right from this menu. So I do that sometimes, and I like that feature that they've added. So, if I wanted that whole page, I could do that whole page and just go to add reviews or discounts. So I like that we can do that now. That was kind of a new addition, I think. So we want to do sales if we are having, if we're not moving the product that we want to move, if we are, people have different views on the sales, but realistically, it'll catch sometimes people get real caught up on, well, I don't want to run a sale for that hard, whatever, then, it's going to make my prices too low, but sometimes we are priced too high to begin with, and that will help lower our sales. Something to keep in mind is that if we change our sale price, it will now show up differently. And when people search low to high or high to low, if we run a coupon, it does not. So just something to be in mind on that. How are coupons distributed? So yes, we can send them by buyer groups, which I'm going to go show you, or you can, right when you create it, it will oftentimes ask you about the buyer groups if you'd like to send them. We can also send it through newsletters, which I do. You can do that with sales too. You could send them by newsletter. On sale, you can send coupons to your previous customers. You can have it set up to automatically send coupons also. So share again. Remember that coupons and offers do not stack. Coupons and sales do. So they cannot do an offer and a coupon. They can do, obviously the sale price with the offer is it just overrides it. But the coupon and the sales do stack. So just remember that. Right here, if you go into marketing and you go to buyer groups, this right here is like your snapshot of your total buyers for this. This would be the past year, and how many repeat buyers, and how many one-time buyers, and how many followers you have in your store. So if you pull this screen up, it kind of gives you a snapshot of what that looks like for you. And here you can set up automated offers, or you can, which I don't do, but and here you can do targeted coupons and also targeted coupons. But I always just go right here and go to engage buyers, and you can hit like previous customers. And then here you can pick more, whatever, if you want more than 31 days, more than 3 months, more than 6 months, and create a buyer group with that. And then you could pick it by category, even like what did they purchase from? Were they jewelry customers? Did they buy clothes? What did they buy? You can do that. And then you can name that group. It makes no difference what you name that group. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not matter. And then it will tell you what the estimate is to reach those buyers if you send them anything out today. and it says the buyers are eligible to receive 1 coupon every 14 days. Therefore, not all buyers in this count may be eligible to receive this coupon now. That's why it's a good idea to do this daily, because not everybody's going to get it every day. So every day, a different, like, certain bucket of those people are going to filter down and become eligible. So then I can save my buyer group, which I'm not going to, but I could. And it's the same thing for your followers. If you have a whole bunch of followers, this is really great. Or you could do if it's new or any duration. So if you pick that, it's all your followers, any buying status, or if they've purchased in the last year or haven't purchased in the last year, same thing. So it's nice that we can reach out to our buyers like this. This is kind of something that's been a little bit new in the last year or so. So you can go back there, you can make all your buyers interested buyers. I'm not sure how they decide who's an interested buyer. Oh, this would be just for offers. So it's the same thing. They want us to set up those automated offers, which I don't, but. So this is a great way to be able to contact our buyers, remind them that we're here, send them a nice coupon, see if we can get them pulled back in. Go to your store, and we can go to the newsletter. And one of the newsletters I think we should all have, I won't be able to show you on the, so when you hit create campaign, if you don't have this set up already, you will have a new customer one. And I'll show you what that is. I think everybody should have this set up because it's a very good tool. Let's see where mine's at down here. Recent buyers. So there's one that's just for new. And you guys should be able to see that if you don't have it set up. If you have it set up, like I can't see mine because I've had it set up for so long, but I also have one automated one. Yeah, okay, here it is. So all new subscribers. So this is to everybody that subscribes to my store, then they get this little welcome thing, and they get, you could attach a coupon, but it has an automatic like visit my store thing. So I think this is really good to have set up for everybody. But if you already have it set up, it's going to be in here. But if you don't have it set up, it'll be under your create campaign, and you can create that, and that's all new subscribers. So I already have that set up, so that's why it doesn't show here. And then here also I have this set up to send, I think twice a week it does this, new products. And I select as many people as I possibly can for this. I pick subscribers and followers. And then I put like more jewelry listed, something like that. And then it just takes them to my newest items that I've put for sale. So I think that's great. It just kind of does it. I don't have to think about it. You can pick the timeline that you do it on. Let me see if it shows us what the next step is. So you do a personalized message. Remember, they're only going to see a little bit of the very first part of these messages. So we need to make it like, make them want to open their message. So it might say something like, sometimes I'll put eBay sale now, or eBay, new eBay items, because they might be more likely to open it for eBay than they would be just for me. And then you can put your body in there. I always put something about following me and how to follow me. I always put something about that I ship the day after payment, Monday through Friday, and that I offer free shipping for $50 and over. This right here is where you can hit recurring email. This is where it will tell them, yeah, I do mine. I must do mine every week. And it just sends it once a week, and you can pick what day of the week to do that on. So I think we should all have one set up for new subscribers and for the new products, because it's just a good way to do it without us having to remember. The other regular newsletters, and this is how you can see here how your newsletters are doing. So this is for the past month, how many people I've reached, and they consider a person is who've actually gotten an email from me. 13,000 emails. So my open rate's 36%. I have no idea if that's good or not. My click-through rate's 4.3. And I've made this many sales in the past month that are just through people clicking through my newsletter. I would imagine that it's more than that, because if they go back in eBay the regular way instead of through the newsletter, it doesn't count that in the total sales. So, you know, if you can get an extra $1,800 in a month sales, by sending out a newsletter, I'm absolutely sending the newsletter. So create campaign, and this is where you can pick which campaigns you want to highlight. Oh, it's for 3 months. March. Yeah, that's right. 3 months. So it's a quarter. That's right. Well, $1,800 in a quarter will pay a lot of my bills too. So coupons. Sorry, I can't count, guys. This is how you these all look the same. And you just pick which recipients, same way you want. I can do, these are my buyer groups I set up. So I can set these up, or you can just pick the ones that they save here for you. And then this is where you'll choose your item, your coupon. Oh, I gotta pick something here. I already did mine, so I don't want to do another one. I don't have a coupon set up. So here you can see I don't have a coupon, but you can create coupon and it'll let you create one on the fly while you're doing your newsletter. Hit the message and then hit next. Yeah, it won't let me do it. But anyway, it's the same for all of these. It's just, whether you want to attach your coupon, you want to attach your sale, whatever you want them to see, you create. This is the exact same, except it's going to attach your sale event. Same exact thing. And then what else do we have? The order discount volume pricing, the exact same thing. It's if you have that set up for them to get a good deal on that. So I think there's no reason we shouldn't be doing newsletters. It's free and it doesn't take up much time. And when when one of my favorite sellers sends me one, I open it. I look to see if I can save money or a coupon. So all right, well, we're gonna close this off here and take questions from the group. But sales, I think we do need to do a separate one on how I actually come up with what sales to run and when. I don't think it's a good thing to lump back into this, because this is more of a mechanics of how do you send a coupon, how do you do the newsletter, how did you do the sale. I want to do one whole call on the strategic end of sales and the strategic end of how we choose to do what we choose, and aged inventory markdowns and stuff like that, because that's not a mechanical thing, that's more of a strategic thing. So I did supply a PDF inside the group. It's in the file section, and I think I did post it yesterday in the Patreon Facebook group. It's just questions, mostly prompt yourself on sales, coupons, things of that nature, like what we can do with them, or what maybe will work for your business, because there's not a cookie cutter thing for everybody. We're all going to have different, but I just think it's something we can all do. I don't care what size your store is. Why not do it if we can? Why shouldn't we try to reach out and have communication with those potential buyers anytime we can? So I appreciate that very much. Go on the Patreon for Reseller Revenue and join us if you'd like to be in on these weekly calls that we have. And then you can also, ask questions, and we talk some great conversation. And we also have levels of different specialties that we talk about together.